So we've got ourselves another set of SBCs, and to be honest, they seem to have slowed down massively. We've got a fairly few of the newer ones. We've got about 16 cards in total when it comes to players. Obviously, there has been a massive influx of upgrades of different SBCs that you can do, from Summer Tournament Nation upgrades, the Encore picks, the Team of the Season upgrades. There is a lot of grinding to do. Not many players, because Evos have kind of taken over at this point. We've got some absolutely massive ones from Pele, we're being the first 93 we've got for free. We've obviously had like the 97 upgrade from the token store, so it has put SBCs slightly on a back burner. Now we've still got 2 icons left, and to be honest, I do think moderate, and this is a problem because everybody's got better cards at this point. Without having quadruples going up yet, or just triples, we've had so many weeks of the triple upgrade or the triple playstyle plus that it means SBCs are probably just not as much worth it. And especially when you're putting in nearly over $500,000, it does come to the question of why on some aspects, because we know we're going to get a decent version during footies, or we can evolve the previous ones. Now obviously looking at Buffon and Vidic, personally for me I think Buffon at this point, it is just because of his SBC value. Is 330 on the market currently, and then he's 415 as an SBC. Personally for me, I just don't think he's worth putting the fodder into now, especially when we do have better keepers, or at least keepers that we more than likely have got with the triple playstyle plus already. Vidic is an interesting one because I do think he's slightly more worth it. I don't necessarily think he's absolutely crazy, but it's a lovely upgrade from his previous. Obviously the 89 was a fantastic version of him. This is another nice upgrade, 612. Bit of a high price tag. I wouldn't necessarily say he's a miss. I'd possibly go, at this point in the game, I may go into like a decent value, potentially even okay. He has got the playstyle pluses you want. He's got the intercept, bruiser, and anticipate, precision header, pinged pass, jockey, block, slide tackle, aerial, and a bit of quick step. I can't really argue to a fault of the actual stats from the card. Like, we've got a pretty solid centre back that you could get on board with. But whether you want to put all of that cost into him is a big question. Now, when it comes to the players, obviously Campos is the other side. He's an easy one. For the tournament, if you've not done the objective, you've got to complete him for the Visa tap-in tournament. So get him done anyway. He's 6,000 coins. I mean, he's not going to play in anybody's team, but as an SBC goes, it's nice. So if you're looking for coins, head over to eldorado.gg. There is huge amounts of verified sellers on Eldorado, and there is a money back guaranteed by Trade Shield. If that's not enough, there is 24/7 live support and also plenty of reviews across websites that will definitely put your mind at ease. And as always, before you check out, make sure that you are using the code JT11 for 5% off every single order. Back to the video. Cheap. When it comes to the rest then, we've got 4 days left for Quaresma and also Salah, both in that same position. Obviously Salah's got himself the quadruple, but he's 2.26 mil. It's very expensive now. I do think he is a very good card, obviously. He is a bit pricey, and if you are obviously a Liverpool fan or trying to build that, fair enough. Like, I would have absolutely tried to grind him out as much as possible. But I think if I'm looking at him right now, you're not going to get him done in 4 days. So there is no point having that question of, should I start him now? Because if you're trying to do all of these SBCs from scratch with the SBCs that we currently have and don't want to spend money on it, it's going to be virtually impossible unless you have been stuck in cards for a long time. It's far too many SBCs to finish. You had to have basically made your case straight away. You had to have decided, that's the card I want from the beginning. I'm going to work towards it from now. So unfortunately he has got 4 days left, which does mean that he's probably out the question. Quaresma, as we saw out last week, I think is an easy one, to be honest. He's 219k, very, very affordable, and is a decent card. Finesse, quick step. It's got the game changer, which isn't necessarily my biggest favorite, but everything else is looking pretty good. Low driven, incisive, little bit of first touch. Could do with like a tiki-taka or a pinged pass, and that would have been just an extra little bit of passing zone for him, but he's more than fine with what he's got now. Guti on the other end, like we've kind of said, he's cheap, which 150k is not bad. the amount of cams that we've got is unbelievable. He's got a very nice triple with his passing. Could do now with, like, instead of having like a pinged pass and tiki-taka, swapped one for finesse, for quick step, for rapid, for an intercept if you wanted more centre mid, and then even just going for something a little bit different on the attacking side. Having the free passing is great when you've got a fourth, because then you can obviously utilise that as the shooting or run type. But I do think he is just unfortunately that little bit late for it, especially when we have got the Pele now. So for me, I do think when we are looking at him and hindsight, probably more of an okay value, more so than anything. I don't think he's too expensive that he's out the question, but like I say, when we've got Pele in the cam role or even the striker, I just think he takes over that precedent in my opinion. Carvajal coming in, 66,000. I mean, I don't get why the votes are so low for him. I'm not saying he's my favourite right back in the game. But for 66,000, I don't think he's terrible. I think he's a moderately good card. I don't think he really gets into many people's teams now, especially with the team of the seasons that we've had. And just even in general, the right backs that we've got. There's so many top end. Again, I'd possibly be looking more... I'd probably go more decent value, to be honest. For 66,000 at the very, very minimum, he could be fodder. But I'm thinking more for an Evo later on down the line. I'm probably not going to lose out on too much fodder. Looking at what? An 86, 87, 87 and 87. I mean, that really does cut. I could probably get that done with the upgrades from today. So I do think that's not bad at all. We then throw ourselves into a couple of heroes now that, to be honest, did really just stink the bed a little bit. You've got Zamaronia. Oh, God, I know I've butchered that name. But in terms of kind of striker, incisive, finesse, rapid, again, like, not crazy. He's kind of in that middle zone. He's not expensive as well at 100. Same with, obviously, our lovely centre mid. Intercept, incisive, rapid. I mean, better playstyle pluses, but realistically, we are going to look them as just kind of fodder builders more than anything. Unfortunately, the prime heroes, I don't think they really just... They didn't go for it, to be honest. And I don't know what they could have done different with them. Maybe have introduced them. I think Shapeshifter would have been a perfect promo for this one. Especially if you could have just thrown in heroes. You could have done Shapeshifter's hero and icons and been more than happy with that. Because now we've obviously got some kind of greats of the games coming at some point. Path to Glory. You could have done a 1 week where you did the Shapeshifters on Prime Hero, on heroes and icons. Done one team and then moved into the Path to Glory and later on down the line done the Shapeshifters. I feel like that could have been slightly better in my opinion. We do then have the showdown between South Korea and Czech. Again, both players probably not going to be involved in much, in my opinion. Like, we've got 90 rated. They can go up. What can they go up to? 2 overall. As a 92, like they should get a playstyle plus as well. I don't feel like either of them make a difference, to be honest. Both of them got Ligue 1 and the Scottish League. Unfortunately, they are going to be a miss in this. And I can imagine we will get a lot of showdowns. So at least there is going to be some big teams in there where we can see potentials of like an Odengard as obviously an example. I know he's down there. But you could potentially get someone like that. Or somebody in a league that maybe isn't going to get the full upgrade. But could get a little bit of a showdown upgrade, which is nice. We then have Chavez, because we'll go into the Path to Glories in themselves. 92 rated as a left back. Again, I don't mind this because you can put the playstyle pluses on it. So I do think for 38,000, why not? Like, absolutely. You can go and do any objectives that require the Mexicans. You can go into an online team and actually stand a chance. We can give him a triple playstyle plus, all of its playstyles needed. I don't think that's bad for 30,000 coins. Get him in there. Might as well fill that collection book up a little bit more. And then we have the Path to Glories. Now, they've obviously picked 3 players. We've got Dutch, we've got Spanish, we've got Norway. Realistically, Norway is going to get so far. So we'll go with him first. In terms of pricing, I don't think it's terrible. Because realistically, he should get some upgrades. Like, we've got Iraq, we've got Senegal, and we've got France. So realistically, they should be looking at second in their group. In hindsight of, like, if Senegal don't do well. Really, I would say it's between Norway and Senegal. And it depends on that match, basically, because I feel like France should wipe the group. Again, might not happen, but realistically, France have got the team to absolutely annihilate everybody, so it is that fight for second place. Now, I don't think Senegal are a bad team. They definitely can most definitely put up a performance. They have done in the past. Norway, with the players they've got, could do the same. I don't think Iraq, unfortunately, has a chance in this, and they more than likely will finish 4th. So if we look at the upgrades from him, we look in win 1 group stage match, I feel like he'll do. won't win the free, could qualify. That would be the big thing for him, because I think after that, that's when it really comes down to who they're playing. And I believe, who was it? I saw like a list of who goes against who, depending on the positions, and it will depend on first and second, obviously. But realistically, I would probably put them at the 32 and a potential for the 16, which could give him an extra playstyle plus. That then would be very much worth it. If they were to not win anything, say they just absolutely just went out with style and didn't win anything, then unfortunately you've got a 95 that you're waiting for an Evo. I still think he will be worth absolutely doing. I think any live card, if they're in at least a moderate team, could be worth looking at the minimum. Because then we do have the likes of Spain and also the Netherlands. Now, Spain is obviously one of the big favourites. If we do look at the Netherlands, 500k, bit expensive. Whether they can go forward, I feel like they should do quite a lot. They are the team, in my opinion, that are winning their group. They should beat Japan. Sweden, they should beat Turkey. Again, they're all beatable games to go first. I feel like if they don't go first, they are almost guaranteed to be second. I cannot see them really losing out on that. That should be a kind of an easy round to the round of 32. That obviously gives them the 96. I would then have them to win their round of 16, depending on who they go against, giving him the quadruple. If he was to get tiki-taka, low-driven, probably them too. Maybe you could go pinged pass. Like, I wouldn't be totally a problem with that. That really then puts the card in a better standing. Now, if he was to go at one more and go into the qualify, 99 sub-attribute, obviously if he does get the 5-5, which would be the one he wants to go for, could be decent enough. Whether they get semi-finals and go for what, like the 97, that's when really he goes for me into a better category of either going into kind of your must complete versus a decent value. Now, for me, 500,000 for a chance, I'm not probably going to put him in the main team. It would take a few wins to get through. I would go into a decent value for him, but if you are running a Dutch team, Liverpool team, then absolutely. But then we have Ferran Torres, which is the interesting one, because I do feel like these will go very far. Spain are an unbelievable team. They obviously won it last time. They more than likely wiped their group. Saudi, Cape Verde, and Uruguay. Uruguay will be a big match, don't get me wrong. That's definitely going to be a big one. I believe if they were to go second in their group, I want to say they get Argentina in the next round, because I'm pretty sure I saw a thing that it was like, if Uruguay goes second, Argentina go first, it will be Argentina-Uruguay for the round of 32. If they were to manage to do that, that could put them in a real big one, because when you're going against the big teams, I think there was a France and Germany in the round of 32, or even in the round of 16. It's not quite that far into the tournament. Having that extra round really puts teams that maybe they just lose one game. It's knockout football. Anything can happen with that. But realistically, if we are looking for me, Spain to go into a final, I feel like that is where they're going to go. We'd get a 99 sub-attribute. We'd potentially get the second one, whether we get the 3 games or not. The overall into a 95, an extra playstyle plus. If we could get an incisive or a tiki-taka, fantastic. The 5-5, which he doesn't have. Another overall into the 96. Qualifiers for the final for a 99 stat. And then you've got the potential of the win. The 99 overall, the playstyle plus. Obviously, you've got the shootouts and extra time wins. Whether they do that, again, it's going to be knockout football. It's a potential, but I wouldn't be banking on that. I think as a 96 at 260, another one that I personally would say would be well worth having a look at the minimum. But that's going to be my list for right now. Personally for me, Gakpo could easily go into the must complete if you are just doing Path to Glorious, because there is the chance, well, there is always a chance that he does go up and goes further than anticipated. Obviously Campos is as cheap as anything. Quaresma I could see coming down if you wanted to swap, for instance, Gakpo and him. Chavez at 30,000 is cheap as anything. Vidic, as good as he is, I probably wouldn't put 600 into him. Carvajal's cheap. These 3, average, and then probably just ones that are not worth looking at. But that's going to be the SBCs for right now. I don't think there's much more going on at the moment. I don't know if there's any more SBCs that have been leaked, but there is the chance that we are going to get more and more as we go into it, and pretty much we're on the week on the build up to it. So let me know down below what you think about them, and I'll catch you all for the next one. Peace.